Hey everyone, my name is Senvo and welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to compose music for Megaman, but then I got to thinking, Megaman's music is far too important to not have a video dedicated to the impact it has had on me and games in general. So I wanted to take the time to elaborate and put my thoughts out there on a matter no one really thinks about. First, what is a Mega Man? Well, Mega Man was a platformer game created by Capcom that took the world by storm when it first came out. It was hard to talk about video games at the time without mentioning Mega Man. That's how popular it was. The popularity only started to wane after Mega Man X5 in the year 2000. After people started to agree, it was more and more the same. Mega Man has been mishandled as a property by Capcom so much that the self-proclaimed father of Mega Man, Keiji Inafune, left Capcom behind to make his own game. That was a disaster, but another time. Regardless, Mega Man left an impact on the world as a game, and the same can be said for the music. But there are a lot of classic video games out there with great music, so what makes Mega Man so special? Well, there are a lot of factors here in my opinion, so it's hard to find a point to start on. First, let's talk about the minds behind the composition. Yuki-chan's papa is a pseudonym used by Yoshiro Sakaguchi, who worked on the first two Mega Man games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. In my notes here it says all he did was the actual sound programming. I'm not sure if that's actually true or not, but I don't have any sources stating otherwise, so I'm just gonna say that all the sound effects and all the instruments that are used in Mega Man were crafted, if you will, by this guy, Yuki-chan's papa. The other composer who worked on Mega Man is Manami Matsume, credited as Chanshakoran Manami. So basically, Manami did all of the compositional work and the heavy lifting of that, while Sakaguchi did basically all the other stuff. Not to say that the sound effects and all the other stuff isn't iconic in Mega Man, but that's, neither here nor there. We're not really talking about that. Moving on, when Mega Man 2 came around, they added Takashi Tateshi, better known by his alias, Oguretsu-kun. He was a former Capcom sound designer, having created music and sound effects for only a handful of titles before he left the company. He is best known for his work on the Mega Man series, as he composed the music for Mega Man 2, which introduced a series' stage clear jingle, as well as refining the titular character's main theme from the previous game. I'll play a clip of those real quick. Anyways, finally, we have Yasuaki Fujita, who normally went by the alias of Bun Bun. Cute name. They worked on Mega Man 3 alone as far as I can tell, which is extremely impressive. They worked on many other Capcom games as well, but are best known for their work on Mega Man 3. For this video, I'm only referring to the first 3 games for their influence on everything else to come. But that doesn't mean that the other entries in the series have less bearing on Mega Man as a whole. I'm just saying that these sort of shape the essence of what I'm trying to get at here. All of these pseudonyms were and still are confusing as hell to this day, so from now on I'll refer to each as just their regular names as much as I can. In the first game, Manami Matsume worked hard to implement very catchy and effective melodies to great effect with songs like Cutman's theme or Gutsman's theme. However, I think everyone can agree that Electman's stage showcased something special about her compositions. But there's something even more important in the soundtrack that will carry through the 8-bit Mega Man games from this moment on. It is predominantly used in Fireman's theme. Take a listen real quick. You can hear a unique way she used the noise channel as a strange tonal hi-hat. This sound shows up everywhere in Megaman and is synonymous with 8-bit Megaman. It really conveys a mechanical and industrial drum feeling to the track. Jake Kaufman would later use the same method in some of his tracks for Shovel Knight. The technique is still being used to this day, in a sense of homage to Mega Man. Next up you have Mega Man 2, which is kind of a magnum opus, if you will. Nearly every track in this game takes the great melody building that was present in Mega Man 1 and absolutely blows it out of the water, like it's nothing. It's like when Goku turned Super Saiyan for the first time. This shit was insane. The old technique of using that unique hi-hat noise is back in full force in Quickman stage, but something else far more important is established in Mega Man 2. The snare drum, which used to be white noise, is now often paired with a bass slide. This alone solidifies Mega Man's music entirely. If you hear this snare sound, you don't think, oh, it's Mario, or oh, it's a Blaster Master, or whatever the heck you're thinking it is, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have any doubts. You know this is Mega Man without even thinking about it. And that's what makes Mega Man's music special. Somehow, with only 4 channels, they made their chiptune unique enough and to differentiate from any other 8-bit game. You can tell it's a Mega Man song just by hearing the unique traits they use to make it stand out. NES music is very diverse, but you wouldn't think it by listening to it at its core. At the end of the day, it's a bunch of square waves and white noise being arranged into a melody. It, by nature, is very samey, which makes it all blend together as old game music. But no other game differentiates its style as much as Mega Man does. And that, to me, is incredible. So now, when I think of NES music, I think of it as its own genre of music being fused with other genres to create what it is. For instance, Mega Man is rock and NES fusion, while Contra is metal and NES fusion. 2 similar genres, but very different in execution. As a matter of fact, the rock and roll genre shares the same issues with the NES genre. It's such a vast umbrella term that to anyone on the outside, it is impossible to distinguish the differences of the different subgenres. Mega Man made me realize that the term NES music or Nintendo music or 8-bit music or whatever you call it is an umbrella term, and it would be a shame to classify it as all the same thing, just like you can't get away with classifying AC/DC as the same genre as Metallica. Mega Man's music is substantially more different than Castlevania's music or Mario's music or Kirby's music. They are all so vastly different, but what makes Mega Man special is how they pushed for the distinction and how effective it was in the end. So that was kind of a lot. Someday I will do a composing for Mega Man, but I really wanted to establish what makes Mega Man music important before I did anything else with the series. Thank you for listening to me ramble on about how music do be different though. I really appreciate it. As far as the channel goes, I really want to focus back onto older video games, but I can't deny that to make YouTube work with you, you kind of need to be trendy, at least to some degree, so you will probably see me hopping on some newer games as well if I can see if I can game the system a little bit to get some more traction. But anyways, that's enough about me. Thank you for watching, and if you agree with me, leave some comments below and let me know. If you disagree, call me a big poo-poo head or something in the comments, that's fine too. Anyways, have a good one. Later.